Hello and welcome to the Tough Girl Podcast, a 3-time award-winning show that aims to motivate and inspire you while increasing the amount of female role models in the media, especially in relation to adventure and physical challenges. I'm your host, Sarah Williams. If you're passionate about adventure, challenge and learning from women who have overcome obstacles and achieved remarkable things, then this is the podcast for you. Every Tuesday at 7 a.m, new episodes go live featuring incredible women who share their stories, insights and tips to help you achieve your dreams and goals. You can support the Tough Girl mission by signing up as a patron. Visit Patreon, patreon.com/Tough Girl Podcast. Keep listening until the very end as I share more information about what's going on with me with Tough Girl Challenges, give shout outs and recommend other Tough Girl Podcast episodes. More information can be found at toughgirlchallenges.com.
Hi, my name is Rahema. I'm a mum of 3 girls and I'm a runner and I live in Birmingham.
Did you grow up in Birmingham as well?
No, I didn't. I've actually grew up in Portugal, so I lived there up until I was about 15. And then my family moved to the UK and then, I got married and I moved to Birmingham when I got married. So I've been in Birmingham for about 20 years now.
So how many languages do you speak? So do you speak Portuguese, Spanish?
I do. I don't speak Spanish. No, I speak fluent Portuguese and English. And then I also speak Gujarati because my family are from a South Asian background. So yeah, I speak 3 languages.
Anybody who speaks languages, I just find it the most incredible and the most impressive thing. I just don't seem to have the ability to learn languages. So growing up in Portugal, was that sort of city life? Was that country life? You know, was it a sporty, outdoorsy upbringing? Were you running? Were you doing sports at school?
It was outdoorsy. Yeah, we kind of like grew up just being outside most of the time, but I was never into any sports. So like at school, I was always like the last one to be picked up for any sports team. Like I hated any sports, any activities, running, any like basketball, football, anything like that. So I was like very much shied away from any activity. But I used to play outside a lot, like with my friends. So I guess like you are kind of active, but not active at the same time. If that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, I enjoyed being out. You know, it's always outside. We hardly ever stayed at home growing up. And then I guess like when I came to the UK, like, you know, like when I was 15, it was like teenage years. It was even worse. Like I led a very sedentary lifestyle. Just I wasn't really very active and I wasn't never in any clubs or anything like that. I guess like, you know, we didn't have much money growing up. So like my parents never put me in any like paid activities or anything. So yeah, just walking, I guess, was the only thing I would do probably.
And also just being a teenage girl as well, like, you know, you hear so it's like, well, you don't want to sweat and you don't want to, you know, I'm like just puberty and hormones and also, I suppose, absolutely like the affordability of doing clubs outside, whether it's gymnastics or running or dance or anything, you know, a lot of these things do cost money. When did it change for you? When did running first sort of, I mean, obviously you've always been aware of running, but when did you start thinking, oh, hold on, maybe I should run? Was there a point that you look back on?
Running, it started quite late in my life. So I started running towards end of 2018. So it's just about over 5 years. And I only started because I just thought, you know, my girls were a bit older. I've got 3 girls. And I just thought I need to get a bit more active, you know, just so that I can show them, you know, let's be active together as a family. And I saw an advert for a Couch to 5K in my local Facebook group. And I thought I might as well just go along and see what it's like. And I loved it. I went to that first session. I think I joined when they were already at week 3 of the Couch to 5K. And at the end of it, when we did the 5K at the park run, I absolutely loved it. And I thought, oh, you know, I wish I'd started this earlier.
So was it like a bit like a run club?
Yeah. So we had like a run leader who just like set that up. And so we were just running with him like once a week. And then the other 2 runs, we were supposed to go out and do it ourselves. And I had a treadmill at home and I would just do the 2 runs at home because I was just like too like worried, like being outside, you know, to run outdoors is quite a big deal, and especially on my own. So I guess like joining a group really made me a bit more comfortable because I was running with other people.
Did you know many other people in that group? Because I still think that's a really big step, you know, sort of going.
No.
Yeah.
I dragged one of my friends along. So I dragged one of my best friends. Well, she wasn't into running, and I just thought, oh, should we just do this? It's only once a week. So yeah, so she was dragged along to it, and bless her, like she finished the whole thing with me. And I guess it gave me confidence because I would never have gone by myself.
Take us back to the park run, the first park run you did, the first 5K run. What was that like experience like?
Oh, that was absolutely amazing. So it was our graduation run for the Couch to 5K. And it was also like the first weekend in January. So the park run was really busy. And I just remember, I think I was like one of the last people to finish it, but I still felt awesome at the end because it was like the runners who finished were like cheering me on and clapping. And it just felt really good. And I was like, wow, everyone's so friendly. And I just didn't know why I was so worried about running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you wearing a hijab at this point?
Yeah. Yeah. So I've started wearing hijab about, quite a few years ago, I think about 15 years ago. So yes, I was wearing a hijab. So that's also like another worry, like being in a hijab to run and then like, going to a park and I just didn't know what to expect and what kind of people going to be there, if I fitted in or not. But everyone was so friendly. And at the end of it, I came home and I felt so inspired to enter a race. So I entered a couple of races after my first parkrun experience.
Oh, I love that. What races did you go for?
I did like a local 10K and there was an offer like, oh, if you signed up for the half marathon, it's like half price. And I was like, yeah, go on then. So I did a 10K and a half marathon, entered both races. And I guess that just kept me motivated to carry on.
What were your family say? Were your family cheering you on at the end of the finish line?
Yeah, my family were really they were really supportive. My husband's really supportive of my running journey. He's always pushing me because he knows sometimes I have doubts. I doubt myself that I can do it or not, but I think he knows me really well. So he's always pushing me and yeah, to the best of my ability. And it's great that I've got such a supportive family member. And, I'd like to inspire my girls to also be a bit active.
So let's talk through the continuation of your running journey then, which is what I absolutely love. So what happened with like the Facebook group? Because the initial fate, did it sort of disband after you'd all done like the Couch to 5K, or did you keep in contact by going to the regular park runs? Did you make friends? Did you know other people signing up for like a 10K? What sort of happened in that space?
The group kind of they all just went their own way. They kind of stopped running. I think I'm the only one from that small group that I've still carried on running now. They're just like, oh, we've done it now. That's it. But I was motivated to go to the park run. So I would use during the week, I would go out and run 2 or 3K. That would be my max. And I was like, oh, Saturday is my long run. And I'll just go out and try my best at park run. And eventually I was like, oh, I need to get my time better. So I was only focusing on that, but I also had a 10K race to train for. So I was trying to increase my distance every week. I never had a coach or any other running friends because my friends stopped running. And so it was just me just looking online, what's out there, just trying to do my best really to get beyond the 5K.
And that is almost what it's about, isn't it? It's trying to go, to be honest, do your best. Now, I love on your Instagram, I can't remember the exact word for it. Would you call yourself a park run tourist? Is that the right terminology?
Yeah. I love park run, honestly. So for the first year of my park run journey, I just went to the same one, to my home park run. And then COVID happened and there was no park run for a while. By then I've started using my social media as a kind of a journal of my own running journey. And I've made running friends and I found other people who are also into parkrun. And once parkrun was back up and running, we just decided we'll go out and tour different ones because there's so many parkruns out there. And although I love my home parkrun, it kind of started getting boring doing the same route every week. So we thought we'll just go out and explore all the different ones that are out there. Because in the Midlands there are loads of parkruns, so we're spoiled for choice, really.
Do you have any of your stats? How do you know how many park runs that you have done?
Oh, I think I'm on 180 something park runs. I've done over 50 different locations, so that's quite nice. And I'm also doing the A to Z of park runs. So I've done every single letter of the alphabet apart from the Z. So that's my aim.
Is there a Z in the UK?
Not in the UK. I'll have to go abroad for that one. So
where's the Z abroad?
There's one in Poland, or I think there's one in Amsterdam as well. So I think those are the closest ones.
I think that'd be so funny for other people doing that, like especially if like there's a park run in like this really like small town or something beginning with Z, which suddenly becomes internationally very popular because everyone's trying to do like the A and Z. And it's like, yeah, no, we're going to Amsterdam to run in this park run beginning with Z.
Yeah, I've seen like, like on YouTube videos because I'll try to see, oh, where are all these park runs? And literally, I think there's so many people from the UK. They all seem to go to the same ones. There seem to be quite a lot of people who actually are into that. And it's a great way of like making run fun.
Yeah,
Like, I think the Z one's going to have to wait because I'll have to book like a holiday or something. But all the other ones, it's also been accessible because I'll go with the friends and we'll car share. So it's not like, we're just going really far or whatever. Like, we car share. So it's kind of like, doesn't make it so bad. And it's nice to go with other people as well. And then
definitely.
you're in the car and the post park run, coffee and cake is the best part, I guess.
So tell me about some of like the highlights. So, you've done over 180, 50 different locations. You're working on the A to Z. Do you have a favorite park run, a standout park run moment? Share some of those magical moments from the park run.
And, my favorite one is still my home park run, I think, because that's where it all started. So I didn't go like whilst I was touring. I didn't go for it for a while, but for the past like 4 weeks, I've just been going there every week. And it's like, it's nice to be back to the home one because, it's always like they usually see the same people. And so it's nice to go somewhere where there's that familiarity.
Yeah.
But even when I go to a different park run, it doesn't feel so different because all park runs are like the same in the way they run. But my favorite one, I can't think of one. Another one that was really, really hard was when I did was called the Woolacombe Dunes. So it was all like on sand and on the beach. That was really hard.
Running on sand is so hard, especially if it's not like hard sand.
Yeah, that was really, really hard. I don't think I'd want to do that one again. It was pretty, but very hard.
So for people who are at sort of the beginning of their running journey and they're sort of wanting, should I start like the Couch to 5K? Should I go to my local park run? What can people expect? What would your advice be apart from obviously just do it? What would be some like practical tips for people that you think would add value to them?
Parkrun is definitely a really good way to get started because it's so inclusive. And I know the name sometimes sound, you will think parkrun, do I have to run? But actually you don't have to run. You can just walk if you want to walk, and you're never going to be last because they've always got somebody who's designated tail walker. So they'll always come last. So that's a really good way to get started. Or if you think like, like I before I started running, I don't think I would ever have gone out and run on my own. So if I didn't have a group to join, I don't think I would have done it. So if you could find like a group of people to start with, like a Couch to 5K, that would definitely help. Yeah, if you think you're going to struggle with motivation, because running with other people really keeps you motivated, and you know that they're going to be there every week. You don't want to let them down. So yeah, joining a group or even going to park run, and then you can walk for a bit, run for a bit. But yeah, I think definitely. But if you can find like a group of like-minded people to run with, that would really help, especially in the beginning as you're finding your feet. And afterwards, I think you'll be okay.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think the next sort of thing I'm really interested in is the progression. So you started running further, signing up for the 10K and half marathon. So, going out and running, the 13 miles. Like, how did you train for that? Were you doing walk run? Were you trying to run every day? Was it trying to run 3 times a week? Were you doing a long run? Were you on obviously you got the treadmill at home, which is super helpful. Did you do all your training on the treadmill? What did that look like?
I think I was just running like 3 times a week to begin with. I didn't have like a trainer or anything. I think I just downloaded some random plans of the internet, and then I'll just find one that like I thought, oh, this one seems easy enough. Had no idea. I wasn't doing any strength or conditioning or anything like that. I would just, try to fit into my week, just do 3 times a week, sometimes four. And yeah, I just kept going, eventually increasing it. And once I got to that half marathon distance, I was like, okay, what's next? I'd like to do a marathon. So a marathon, but all my training is very I don't know. It's not like proper training like a lot of the runners do. I just find things online, or at the moment I'm like following, because since I started running, I got like a Garmin watch because I thought, I'm a proper runner now. I need something to keep track of my pace and see how I'm doing. And I just follow the training plans that are on there now.
I think this is why it's nice, because especially with running, there's so many different levels and like ways to run. So whether it's treadmill, whether it's outdoors, whether it's on road, whether it's in trail, whether it's running every day, whether it's just running 3 times a week, whether it's long runs, short runs, hill runs, there's different ways of doing it. Like I was speaking to a woman, the other day, and she struggles to commit 100% to her training program, but she's happy if she can do 80% of her training program, and that's what works for her and her life. And it also depends, I suppose, on your goals as well. If you're going for a time goal, or if you're just going for a completion goal, and for the experience, and to have fun and enjoyment. And obviously running is something that gives you a lot of enjoyment. And the next sort of the distance after the half marathon is the marathon. You did London Marathon, is that right?
Yeah, I did. My first one, I did Manchester before London Marathon.
Oh, amazing. Do you want to talk about your first marathon at Manchester?
Oh gosh, that was so hard. I I hated it, to be honest. I remember training for it. Again, I think I had the Manchester Marathon. They shared like a training plan, and I was like, I'm just going to follow that religiously. But it never works like that. So I think I was trying to be as good as I can. The long runs, I was like taking them off, but sometimes during the week, like you're saying, if you have like an interval session and tempo runs or whatever, like I wasn't always on it. But I did the long runs. I was like, as long as I can hit the distance, I'll be fine. I don't care about the time. I just want to finish and just accomplish running a marathon. And so, yeah, so I did that, and it was really hard. The first half went really well. The second half, I just like really struggled and kind of like hit the wall. It was really like, I think I was like, I think it took me over about 6.5 hours. And I think I was like one of the last ones to finish, and there was hardly anybody towards the end. And I was in tears, and I was like, I hate this. Why am I doing this? And then I kept thinking, no, because like I went to Manchester with my husband, and I was like, I knew the girls would be at home waiting, and I was like, I've got to go back home with a medal. I can't go empty-handed. So I just pushed through it, got to the end, got the medal, and I was like, never again. I was like, I hate this. I was like, oh, why am I putting myself through this? Because I don't really care about times or anything. I just wanted to see that if my body could do it. I did that and hated it. And then a few months later, I got the chance of running like London Marathon. And I was like, wow, I've got to take this because it's so difficult to get a place for the London Marathon unless you get like a charity place and you have to raise loads of money. So this was like, that you can have this place, but it's like in 5 weeks' time. So I was like, can I run a marathon in 5 weeks? I was like, I'll just do it. People were telling me, my friend and family were saying, oh, just do it. London is really great. There's great vibes. You won't feel like you're on your own. And yeah, just like, I'll just do it. And I did it and I loved it. The second time round was so much better.
Let's just break this down a little bit more. So your first marathon was Manchester Marathon,
Yeah.
which was sort of fine for the sort of the first half of distance, and then got super, super tough with the second half. And was that mental? Was that physical? Was it the weather?
I think it was a bit of both, both mental and physical. I felt like my body, I was like, I just cannot push through anymore. Again, like I was still quite a new runner, so I really didn't know much about fueling. So I read online that like, you need to carb load, you need to eat this many carbs, for your body weight. And I'm quite big. And I was like, oh, this is a lot of food. And I felt like I made a mistake of eating so much the night before. So the next day I felt like really bloated and heavy and just, yeah, I had no idea about nutrition, like for running a marathon. I just trying to wing it.
Yeah.
So I learned a lot. I know even though I did enjoy my marathon experience for Manchester, I learned so much from it that like the second time round. So the following year when I got the place for the London, and even though I only had like 5 weeks notice to prepare myself for it, I was like, I've already run this distance. I know I can do it. It's just mentally. So I just tried to focus on my mental fitness.
You may not have even realized it, but you actually shared like a very powerful mental tip, which was you can't go home without a medal because you've got to show your children.
Yeah.
And so actually sort of sometimes running for other people, like I know people who run, if they're running like a marathon, for example, then they might break it down into 26 miles and then 26 people. So the memory of those 26 individuals or whatever it may be. And that's not, sometimes it can be like a reflection looking back, or it can also be running each mile in the name of a person who maybe they know. So for each mile, you think about like a family member, alive or no longer with us. And so actually it takes, I suppose mentally, it takes the focus off you and what you're currently doing, because you're actually thinking, okay, I've got to think of my children, I'm going to get that medal. I will keep going. So that's a really, really powerful mental tip. And then the second, when you got on for London Marathon, mentally, you've already done that distance before, which is actually, again, like another motivator. But I just want to jump back a second. So how did you get a place for the London Marathon with 5 weeks to go? Because that seems quite rare, because normally people, have about 4 months, 5-6 months to prepare.
It was with a group called Muslim Runners. So they wanted more people to represent. So like people from the ethnic minority and I guess Muslim, runners. So they put out, they had this form and they were like, who would like to join us? You've got 5 weeks, and you had to just say why you'd like to do it. And I thought, I'd like to do London Marathon because you don't see many women in hijab. You might see a lot of them like male runners, but with women growing up, I don't think I ever saw many. And even when I started running at my park run, I was like the only woman in hijab in my local park run. So I was like, I need to see more people like me. And if I don't put myself forward, then people are not going to see people like me. So I was like really motivated to do it. And that's how I got placed with Muslim runners. So I guess they had like a number of people they needed to come and represent.
Yeah. And so important. So like the visibility and role models, because especially like if there's, a Muslim woman sat at home and she's wearing the hijab and she's never seeing herself on TV, never seeing anyone who looks like her running, you're just going to think, well, Muslim women don't run, or if I wear a hijab, I can't run. And which is not the case, as proven by you going out and doing the runs. I mean, and like you said as well, like I can't remember, you might know the stat for this, but I think last year, I'm sure I read, it was something like 850,000 people applied for the ballot. Like It was a ridiculous number. Like, and it's almost like it's getting to the point where it's going to, like, you're either having to raise huge sums of money, which is challenging in itself, or you're trying to go through the ballot, which is can be like, like you'd be incredibly lucky to get a ticket, or you've got to run incredibly fast and be, one of the best runners, or you've completed like world major marathons or something. But so 5 weeks, I assume you've still been doing your running, so you've got sort of a base level of running fitness at that point. Is that right?
Yeah, because after Manchester, I think I took like a couple of weeks off, but I was like, I'm not going to let this defeat me. So I carried on running. So I was still running. I've always run like 3 to 4 times a week. So I'll go during the week, and then our park run was always there as well. So yeah, I guess I carried on running, but I was also doing strength and conditioning by then, because I thought, because after Manchester, I felt so much pain, couldn't even walk up the stairs.
That's normal, by the way.
That's normal. I know that's normal. But I didn't feel like that with after London. I was like in such a high, but I felt like maybe because I was better prepared. I felt like I was fitter. I fueled a lot better because I'd learned from my mistake. I was like, I don't want to make the same mistake again. So it was just altogether better experience, really.
Which is amazing, and which is what you want as well. Like, I really want people to have like a positive, like marathon experience. But let's talk a little bit more about that, I suppose, that preparation. So it's 5 or 6 weeks. What did you do? Like, did you have a strategy? You want to sort of peak for marathon week for the 26 miles. But what did you do in the weeks before the marathon? How did you train? What did that look like?
So I asked one of my friends, like a husband, he's a really good runner. So I just went to him, and any advice I need, I really look up to him. And I just said, okay, I've got this marathon. Can I do it? And what shall I do to up my distance again? Because after Manchester, I wasn't really going out and running no more than 10K because I didn't have anything to train for. So I think by then I'd only run at the most of like 10 miles. So he was like, okay, let me just tell, he did like a kind of like a training plan for me. So just to up the distance gradually. And the most I ran was, I think, 18 miles. That's what I've done for the training. And then he was like, oh, don't worry on the day, the crowds and the atmosphere will carry you through. And he was right. Like, everything went so well.
So take us back to marathon weekend. Yeah, what was that like?
Oh, that was so exciting. Again, went like before. Me and my husband were the only ones who went, so we left the girls at home, and it was exciting going to pick up that babe. It was completely different experience from Manchester because Manchester everything was like sent to my house and everything. So this was like so nice, seeing all these runners. Everybody's like super excited. Yeah, it was great. I loved it. Honestly, I really loved that experience.
So you went to where is it?
The expo.
Yeah, to the expo. Amazing,
Yeah.
amazing.
So it just felt like a proper run.
Yeah.
It just felt so different.
So talk us through, the beginning of the race, like being in the pens, being surrounded by the people. What was the atmosphere like? What was your strategy? Were you going to run, walk? Was it just about completing? Was there a time that you were going for? So you did Manchester in like, 6.5 hours. Were you trying to do a better time? Were you just not concerned about time? Were there Muslim runners running with you? Like, were you all wearing like the same t-shirts or same branded gear? Talk us through that.
I don't think I saw many of the others like from the group because again, I think I was like, even though I ran faster than Manchester, I was still a lot slower than all the other Muslim runners who had ran. So I kind of like missed them at the end of the run where they'd already like or had already taken the pictures and so on. But I met quite a lot of people I'd known from social media and I found it so diverse. There's so many different people in London in the pens, like, it was just like all sorts of shapes and sizes as well, like, men and women. So it was really nice to see how diverse it was. I didn't feel like I didn't belong. It just felt like, wow, I'm a runner. I'm here now. Let's just do this. It felt really nice. I don't know, maybe if it's because it was London, but Manchester was quite diverse as well, I guess. But I don't know. I didn't see as many people like me when I did Manchester compared to like London. London, like, and especially like now when I did like a few weeks ago, I did the big half. That was just like absolutely amazing. Not just like people who were like running. There was like a diversity in there, but there was also like cheering squads as well. It was so nice to see so many different people cheering and families coming out. Yeah, that was really nice. It's really nice to see that so many people of different backgrounds are there in races. There's a good variety of people.
Did you have a favorite point on London? Was there a particular section that you went through which you thought, oh my God, this is so seriously cool? Or, like a highlight or a magic moment?
I was just finishing, I think. Yeah, just finishing, getting my medal. I was like, oh, wow, I've done London. Because, like, it's quite a huge deal, isn't it? Even though I've done a marathon before, it was what's so funny is like all my family members, like I've done Manchester the year before, and they're like, oh, yeah, well done. But when I've done London, it was like everybody was like saying good luck. And I was like, but I've already done a marathon before, you know that? And they're like, oh, you're doing London Marathon. And I was like, it's the same distance, it's a different city. But it's just like, as soon as you say you've done London Marathon, people think it's a big deal. And
It
I
is
still
a big
don't get it.
deal.
It is a big deal. I know it is a
Yeah.
big deal, but I guess like you can do a marathon somewhere else and still a big deal is still the same distance.
Yeah.
So it was funny how like, everybody was like, all my family members and friends would be like, really like, they were really pumped for me. And I was like, you guys weren't this pumped when I did Manchester. And they're like, oh, yeah, okay.
Did you beat your PB?
Yeah, I did. So I got a sub 6 hour, which was great.
Oh,
And I was really shocked because I didn't think I would do it. And then after that, I was like, oh, what's next now? I've done a marathon. Maybe the ultra is the next step.
hey, do you know what? Never say never. Like a lot of people, like I think with marathons, once they've completed it, it's sort of like, well, do I want to go faster or do I just want to go further?
Further. Yeah.
Yeah. And
So that's what I did. Yeah. Going further.
oh, did you book an ultra?
Yeah. So I did the ultra the following year.
Tell us about the ultra. Which one did you sign up to do?
So the first one I did was Race to the Stones.
What was the ultra distance on Race to the Stones?
So I did 50K again, like it was the first one. I didn't know what to expect. And I don't think I had like the best experience, like, because I felt like I couldn't do it anymore. But the whole time I ran with a friend, well, walked quite a bit of that ultra with a friend. So that was nice. But the pain afterwards, and I was like, I don't think I could ever do it again. Same again. Started doubting myself. But in the back of my head, I was like, I know I've got it in me to do better. So, so yeah, then I got the opportunity to do a second ultra marathon and I did that. And again, I absolutely loved the second one. So I feel like the first time I do something, I don't enjoy it. And I've learned that, when I give myself another go, second time round, it's so much better. So yeah, my second ultra, I absolutely loved every single minute of it, that I'm doing it again next year.
So which was the second ultra that you did? Was that Race the Stones as well?
No, so this the second one I did was it's called Sheer Ultra. So this was in North Wales. Absolutely stunning. Like the weather was beautiful, the whole views. It was hard. Like I'm sure it was tougher than Race to the Stones, but I felt like mentally I was in a better space, and I ran the whole thing on my own, and I really loved it. So I felt like I just put my headphones in when I needed to. It was like a women only race as well, so it was just women, no men. All the aid stations as well was like, and the volunteers were like females. So it was really nice. I was just thinking I'll just go from aid station to aid station. That was my strategy then. And yeah, and just got to talk to people when you're at the aid station. And I was like, okay, let's go to the next bit. Yeah, absolutely loved it. Loved that one.
She Ultra, is that the founded by Sophie Power?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I suppose like reflecting back on doing the two different ultras, obviously the first time you've done it massively outside your comfort zone, you've never done that distance for. The second time, obviously, a different race, but you've done the distance before. Had you changed anything up in terms of the training, or are you just still sort of going in with this this sort of positive can do, but like have fun, show up, break it down,
Yeah, I don't think I changed that much. Again, with this one, with the She Ultra was like a competition. So I kind of like won that place. I was just remember thinking like I would like to do this because there was no cutoff times for this race, and because it was like the first one, and I was like, oh, it'd be amazing to be part of something. Whereas like the first one for women only, and there was only like 500 or so of us running.
Oh, I think that's amazing. Like
Yeah, so I was
500 women running 50 odd kilometers is
yeah,
just like powerful and just
yeah.
wonderful.
And there was no cutoff times, and I felt like there was no pressure. It just made it because there was like I think there was like three of us who won that place, and we had like video calls with Sophie and the coach. Like it was just like really like just like trying to get us geared up for the ultra.
Yeah.
I think out of the three of us, I was the only one who'd done one, but the other ladies they hadn't ran an ultra before. So it kind of like just made me think like, oh wow, this is the first one, and they feel so positive. So I know I can do this because I've done it before, and it was great. Loved it. It was really great experience.
Massive congratulations. Talk us through just some of those magical moments that happened during the She Ultra race.
I did struggle as well. I'm sure I struggled because I remember towards the end, because this was a race where my family could track me. So that was like different to the Race to the Stones where nobody was tracking me. So my girls were tracking me. And I know when I was like struggling, when it was like the last 5K left. So my youngest daughter sent me a text message just saying, you've just got a park run left to do now, Mom. You've got this. And I was like, oh my gosh, she's right. Because I was really breaking down at that point thinking, oh, I don't know if I can carry on, but I know I can. But like, sometimes you just doubt yourself. And that text message came at the right time. And because she knows I'm like obsessed with parkrun and it was only 5K left, I was like, yeah, I do parkruns every week. This is nothing. That was like really nice, when people can actually track you and that. I think that helps, when you get a text message on the phone. So that's something that was different from my first time when I did ultra. So this time around, I had a lot of like, and friends as well, like, from social media, they would be messaging me like, hope you're doing okay. So that was really nice to see, really encouraging.
So would you go further?
I would like to go further, but I'm a bit scared,
That's normal. That's normal. That's allowed. Like, absolutely. Of course, it's like, it's scary. It's exciting. Like,
yeah, I don't know what could be next, but definitely I would like to do something. Definitely go further.
have you got races booked for 2025?
Yes, I'm doing the She Ultra again. I booked it straight away.
Yeah.
As soon as it opened up, I was like, I'm doing it. But it's at the time I was like, oh, I can go. And when I registered for it, I was like, I'm going to go and do better than this year. And then a few weeks later, my daughter, my oldest one, she's 20, so she was like, I'd like to do an ultra with you. So I managed to persuade her. So we're both going to do it together next year.
Oh, I love that. That's amazing.
So she's never run more than a 5K at the moment. So she'll be training. So hopefully I'll be helping her with that. So that'll be really nice. I'm really excited for it. So forget times or anything now for next year. I think just to run my first ever race with one of my girls, I think that's going to be really be magical. Yeah.
That really will be magical. And just to, to train together, to encourage, I'm sure you might annoy each other at the same time,
Yeah.
which is also allowed, but to train together, to work towards this common goal. You can make like, I suppose like a weekend of it, can't
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
So, weekend in Wales, in North Wales, heading down on the Friday or whatever. Oh, that's going to be wonderful.
Yeah. We're really looking forward to it. I know it's going to be tough and she knows it as well. It's going to be tough. But yeah, I'm just like, I think like one of my goals was that, to get my girls to get more active. And I guess I've inspired her because she was like, oh, if you can do it, maybe I can do it. And I was like, that's all I've always wanted to do, just to show them that like, there's no barriers. It doesn't matter what you look like or what shape or size you are. You can just go out there and do anything you put your mind to it.
Oh, absolutely,
So,
absolutely.
so yes, I'm really looking forward to that. I really hope you'll both have a good time.
I'm sure you will have a great time. And Rahima, like you have a blog and you're on social media. Can I just check, is your blog still active?
It's not as active as before, but I do. I think my last post was about the
The
London
London
Marathon.
Marathon.
I
Yeah.
think I need to write about the ultra. I really do. Yeah, I am more active on Instagram.
Would you like to share your handle so people can follow along and find out more about you?
Yeah, so it's at Rahema_M. So it's RAHEMA_M. And I literally just share like my running journey and my fitness journey now because like I've started going to the gym more regular this year. So like I've give up my job at the end of last year. So this year I've been at home more and just trying to like, you know, get better at fitness and like not my just physical fitness, my mental fitness and all sorts like, just to being more present and spend. I know I'm very lucky to be able to have this time where I can just focus on myself. Yeah, it's going to be the better version of myself, really.
The one thing that actually we haven't talked about yet is that you are actually a cover girl. You're on Women's Running, which is just amazing. Would you like to share more about that experience, like the interview, the photo shoot? Like, how did it all go down?
Oh, that was just a surreal moment, honestly. So I'm also part of like, at the time I was part of the Brooks Run Happy team. So there's like a bunch of us were like kind of like Brooks ambassadors. So I was approached and asked like if I would like to be a cover girl for the magazine. And I was like, oh my gosh, no way. Can I do this? I don't look like a runner. I'm just like, it's just not the right person, like, the right color or anything. I was like, no, there's no way I could do it. But then I thought like, if I don't put myself out there, then how are people going to know they're runners like me?
Yeah.
There must be other, women out there who are like me, who don't necessarily look like runners, but are out there running and trying our best. There must be women in hijab who I'm sure they would appreciate seeing another woman in a hijab in the cover of a magazine. So I was like, I'll have to put myself out of my comfort zone and just go for it. And I said yes, very reluctantly, but I was like, I've got to try it. And yeah, I was like, what's the worst that could happen? But nothing bad happened, because I was a bit worried, oh, well, am I going to get loads of hate from people saying, how can she be in the cover because she doesn't look like a runner? But I've not had any negative comments. It's all been so positive and everybody's been so encouraging. It's so nice to see because, the amount of people that come back and said like that I've inspired them to go out and run. So that really makes me feel good because I want everyone to just go out there and run.
Oh, you're making me want to go out for a run. Oh,
Yeah.
Rahima, absolutely amazing to speak to you. And I'd love for you to have final words of advice, final words of wisdom for other women out there who they might just be on the fence, but they're hearing, they've heard your story, going out for your first run and your journey, 5K, 10K, half marathon, marathon, going 50K, running the She Ultra, running Race to the Stones. What advice would you like to share? And you can take that in any direction that you would like, but please don't say just do it.
I guess believe in yourself. I think that's the first and foremost. I think a lot, like as women, I'm not sure like for other women, but I know I lack a lot of like self-confidence. And, you got to start believing in yourself a lot more. And when you start believing it, then, you can achieve anything really. So I just think I know it's going to be hard, but like, if I don't try, I won't know what it's like. So just go and try anyway, but, maybe running might be for you or might not be for you. You can run, walk. That's absolutely fine. You don't have to run continuously. Just find something that you enjoy.
Absolutely. Find something you enjoy. But Rahema, honestly, best of luck with all your future races. Best of luck with your next She Ultra. I'm so happy that you're running it with your daughter. Like, I love anything like that. I think that will just be amazing because not only are you inspiring your own children, but you're inspiring sort of other women as well. And then with your daughter running with you, she's going to be inspiring her friends as well, which will just be amazing. And this is what it's about, is encouraging more women to get out there, to get active, to get running, to, do the Couch to 5K, do the park run, sign up for like, especially the She Ultra. What an incredible race. I'll include the links to everything that you shared, but also to the She Ultra race as well, because they just have some lovely, all-inclusive.
It's really, really good, honestly.
Yeah.
I've done quite a few races, but that was definitely one of my favorite ones. It just felt so nice.
And that's honestly what we want. Like, no cut off, just smiles.
Yeah. And anybody can do it. So, if there's anybody listening thinking, oh, I can't run, just come. We can even walk. There was like walkers as well, just people who just walk the whole thing. So you can just go. So if you like hiking, that could be an option, just 50K in the bag.
I'm just going to read this out. It says, women unite to push beyond your limits. The She Ultra is open to women of all fitness levels, whether you're a seasoned runner, she walker, or just starting your fitness journey. This is your chance to challenge yourself and achieve something truly amazing. It's an opportunity to prove you are strong, determined, and capable of anything. No matter your fitness level, you are strong enough to be part of the She Ultra Women's Cancer Charity Fundraiser event. But Rahema, well done for taking part. Well done for getting your daughter involved. It's been such a pleasure to speak to you, and I can't wait to follow along with all your future races.
Thank you so much for having me.
Hey, tribe. Big shout out to all of the runners, the joggers, the walkers, the cyclists, the women who are outside listening to this podcast episode. Good job. Well done on your run, your exercise. Keep going. Keep enjoying the countryside. Keep enjoying listening to my beautiful voice. It's Sarah from the Tough Girl podcast. So everything that we have heard about today will be available in the show notes at toughgirlchallenges.com. So please do go and check it out. The Tough Girl website is basically like a massive resource, especially, I know you've heard this already if you're a regular listener of the podcast, but if you are new to the podcast, and if you go and visit Tough Girl Challenges, you can find more information about me, the books that I've written, how to work with me, how to contact me. There's more information about the different challenges that I've done, from Camino adventures to hikes in the UK, Australia, the Pacific Coast Highway, Appalachian Trail, Marathon des Sables, etc. And then there is also a massive amount of information on the Tough Girl podcast from all of the episodes starting in 2015 going all the way up to 2025. So each has got like a separate page where those 50 plus episodes are. Plus there's a Tough Girl blog. And then there is also a dedicated resources section where I break down the podcast into different sections. So whether that is adaptive athletes, diversity through adventure, skiers and snowboarders, sailors, world travelers, explorers and expedition leaders, scientists and researchers, cyclists, triathletes, ultra endurance challengers, swimmers, thru hikers, ultra runners, etc. So if you do have a particular interest, then you can dial it in and find those specific podcast episodes that relate to you. So in the month of April, we are doing shout outs to the awesome members of the Tough Girl Tribe, the closed Facebook community that I run. And OMG, have I got some highlights for you. So big, massive congratulations to Hilary Miller, who's just finished doing a winter hike of the West Highland Way, wild camping as well. Absolutely incredible. Hilary is from Canada. And your next trip might be a mountain bike through cycle from Calgary to Vernon, which you are slowly chipping away at the entire Trans-Canada Trail. Absolutely amazing. And thank you so much for traveling from Canada all the way over to beautiful Scotland. The West Highland Way is such a stunning hike. I've hiked it previously and absolutely loved it. And I have shared the vlogs on the Tough Girl YouTube channel. So if you're interested in that hike, please do go and check them out as well. But wild camping in Scotland is absolutely beautiful. But great to hear about your next challenge as well. The Trans-Canada Trail is a massive trail. And you know what? Go for it. Keep chipping away at it. Do something every year towards that goal because, why not? Before you know it, even if it takes you 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, it doesn't matter. You're working towards a goal that is personal and special to you, and that is what it is about. So congratulations on your West Highland Way hike and best of luck with the Trans-Canada Trail. We've got Laura Coles, who's going to be turning 40 in December, and you are currently training to celebrate with your first 40-mile trail run, which I absolutely love. You're going to be doing the Pine Mountain Trail Run. So I love it when women do stuff like this. So 40, a great age, a 40-mile trail run. What a way to celebrate, to turn 40 into style and to show the world like what you can do because you are still fit, strong, capable, etc. Still at 50, still at 60, till at 70, keep going after your goals. And so just best of luck with your training. Don't overtrain though. Rest is very, very important. But best of luck with the Pine Mountain Trail Run. I just love that challenge for you. And one final shout out in April as well. Is to, it just literally just got posted now, to Sheila Greenwood, who is currently training for the World Dragon Boat Championships in Germany, which is happening in July. And Sheila made it into the GB Great Britain team for breast cancer survivors. Sheila, massive congratulations. I am so proud of you. Absolutely incredible. Have an amazing time at the championships. Do Great Britain proud. Keep training hard, but don't overtrain. Like I said before, rest is important. Recovery is important. That is where the magic happens. And I actually just commented because I just spoke with a lady about dragon boat racing because we never actually had anyone on the podcast to talk about that. So that's going to be coming out in a couple of months. So that'll be an episode to look out for. But yeah, just best of luck with that as well. Tribe, thank you so much for sharing your updates with me. I absolutely loved hearing about them and all of these incredible goals that you are working towards. Now, if you're listening at home and you're thinking, I need to do something, like what I would suggest is go for a walk, get some fresh air, get a pen, get a piece of paper, and just start jotting down ideas. What are your interests? What are your passions? What are your hobbies? If you are looking for inspiration, listen to any of the episodes on the Tough Girl podcast, even the episodes which you think, oh, I'm never going to row an ocean. Doesn't matter. Listen to an ocean rowing episode. Or I'm never going to climb the highest mountain in the world. Doesn't matter. You can still listen to the episodes and be inspired by the women. There will be something that gets mentioned, whether it's another podcast episode, whether it's a magazine, whether it's a book, whether it's a song, just something that clicks in your head where you think, yes, that's it. That's what I want to do. And you will find your goal. You will find your adventure. You will find your challenge that really excites you. And that's what's important. It's got to excite you. It's got to motivate you. We don't do comparisons here. So don't compare your adventure, your challenge to what other people are doing. Do it for yourself. Do it for you. Okay. Do it for your memories. Do it to challenge yourself. Do it for you to step outside of your comfort zone. If you want to become a member of the Tough Girl Tribe, then please do visit Patreon, patreon.com/Tough Girl Podcast. And you can sign up as a patron for either a monthly or annual subscription. And it really does make a massive difference. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. And I just want to do a little shout out. Oh, I'm just doing shout outs left, right and centre. Absolutely love it. Just got this email through as well. Janet Hinmarsh, thank you so much for signing up as a patron. I really do appreciate you. I appreciate you listening to the podcast and thinking, actually, you know what, I'm going to pay it forward. I'm going to support Sarah. I'm going to support the mission, and I'm going to sign up as a patron, because it really does make a massive difference having your support every single month. So thank you, Janet. Thank you so much. And to all the other incredible patrons and supporters, thank you again for believing in me, for believing in this mission and wanting to pay it forward, wanting to make a difference, wanting to drive change in this world. All that's left for me to say is, wherever you are, whatever you are doing, give it your all, give it 110%, get after it, go for it, believe in yourself, because I believe in you. Take care, lots of love, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.